Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto channel. We are live. How is everyone today? It's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. We're back. We got a poll going in chat, and you know what day it is. Everybody knows because the dang thumbnail tells you it is Bear Moon Day. Okay, not a bull moon, a bear moon. It is the new moon. Worse, guys, it is an eclipse moon, okay? These don't happen that often. And they tend to give pretty big reactions. Whether you're into the witchy, hokey star stuff or not, doesn't really matter. There's a clear statistical bias for these days. No doubt about it. You can go back test it. We've back tested it on the program here many times. I'm not going to do it all today, but there's a clear statistic for the bull moon and the bear moon. And guys, we are getting the bear moon right now. Okay, it'll be 2 more weeks before we get the bull moon again. Let's see who we got in here. Let's see who we got. Thanos, what's up, my main man? Thanos, old mate, bro, good to see you back, man. West Coast Max, Big Max, Mighty Max, John the Mod, what's up, guys? Got the crew in here today. Rocking and rolling. Everybody do good on that trade yesterday. Put a 1 in chat if you actually took the trade yesterday. Everybody in the VIP Discord, not financial advice, could have and apparently should have taken it. It was given to you in advance before we went on stream. And I took it on stream with you guys. So no real reason that you didn't make money. Max took it. Max got a big old 1 in chat. Good job, bro. Good job, man. Proud of you guys, those of you that took it. I know that John, there are eclipse. John took the trade. I knew John did. John wonders if there are eclipse stats. There are eclipse stats. I don't have them, but there are eclipse stats. I used to have them. I wish I had saved them, but and I might go back and do that. I just didn't have time this morning. I'm just running in from the gym. But there are eclipse stats, and they usually play out bearishly, right? Because they're new moons. But the magnitude is usually greater. That's usually when you get big dump. Like if, let's say, I don't know right off the top of my head, but let's say the average dump for a bear moon is 5%. All right, let's just say. I don't know what it is. I can't remember the stat. I've shown it before, but I can't remember. I'll go find those stats and try to bring them to you tomorrow. But let's say it's 5% for a regular bear moon. Then for the eclipse moon, it's like 12. I mean, it's like 2.5 times more. It's really significant. So I'll try to find those for you guys and get them for you. I'm less prepared for that today because I didn't even realize it until I got up this morning. And I think I told you that, excuse me, Catherine has a big YouTube channel, about 150,000 subs. And she covers all this stuff, and she was doing something for it this morning, and I was like, oh, shoot, it's the bear moon. So I was really unprepared. Not that I have to be prepared. I already know. Bear moon down, bull moon up. But as far as statistically speaking, so Max made $675 in that long trade we took on stream yesterday. Thanks for giving it to us. You are welcome. Gave it to you in advance. For those of you in disbelief, you didn't give us that trade in advance. Yeah, I did. Yesterday, should I give it to you 2 days in a row? Matter of fact, I even specifically gave it to you in its own post on Sunday. I said a lot of confluence at the POC, the Golden Pocket, Daily Naked Point of Control, and POC. I'll look for reaction and dips there. This is not a blind entry. As overall, we expect lower, but I said this could be a good area for a scalp long. Gave that to you Sunday. Oops. And then yesterday, when we came into the morning, I gave it to you again right there. Highlighted right there. And then, live on stream, we took it together. I took it twice. We came down into the box. I took it, got stopped out. I think I showed you the P&L. I think it was $83 profit. Let me see. Let me see. Is this it? I don't have my MEXC pulled up right now. But this is not, I don't know what that is from. But I did save the one from this morning. And I'll just go ahead and show you. I made 83 bucks, and I told you I'd rather it come back down and set some 1 minute divergences because we didn't originally have the 1 minute. And sure enough, so I took the trade off point of control in the bounce, made 80, got stopped out for $83 profit. And then it did come back while we were still on stream, and I told you I just retook the trade once the 1 minute div set in. And I did close it in the night for a nice $1,100 profit. 1159 plus 83, so we made 1,250 bucks, 1,240 bucks on that little bounce-a-rooney trade. I did take this on 100x leverage. I did take it on 100x leverage, and I told you guys, I've told you numerous times, I said if I take something on, usually I trade 20 to 30x leverage. I said if I take something on 50, 70, 100x leverage, it's either because I really believe in the trade or I'm really foolish, one of the two. And when this happened so fast. I remember we were chatting about altcoins or something, and Kerry Benz had commented that Bitcoin was moving, so I flipped back over real quick, and I wasn't even logged in. I had to log into VPN, log into MEXC, and I logged into the smaller account. I only had like 650 bucks in this account. I had transferred some funds out the day before, and I was just logging in for the first time, so I was like, I only got 600 bucks in here. We're going to have to 100x it for this to make any difference, so I did. And I really believed in that area, so much so I gave it to you 2 days in a row that I was looking for it. And we got the reaction. So I knew I couldn't lose on the trade because I was quickly going to take profit and put in a stop loss. So, yeah, 1,250 bucks later, here we are. Good job for those of you who took the trade. I did a little baby fetch AI trade this morning too, but I'm out. Well, let's pull up Kraken. When I showed this yesterday, I was at 71K, like 71.2, I think, 71,200. So I made 1,300 bucks on the Fetch AI on this account. You can see this account in the last 7 days is up $16,000. You can see that right there, $16,000 in the last week. I'm not in any crypto. Well, I have about 1 million Terra Classic and Luna Classic. What is that worth? 33 bucks. So I'm just holding on to it, damn it. If it goes back to $1, one time this coin was over $100. So I'm just holding on to it. I'll hold this for life. If it goes to 0, I'll lose 30 bucks. Actually, I think I'm in it for about 100, so I'm already down like 70 bucks. That's fine. I don't care. I knew it was probably going to 0 eventually. It's just one of those, if it can rebound, it doesn't even have to go to 100 bucks. Although if it goes to 100 bucks, I'll make $100 million. But I would never make $100 million on this because I will sell long before that. Anyway, so $1,300 or so on the trade Fetch AI. I just did that this morning, like on a whim. Like I saw it bouncing from 17 cents. I bought, I sold, up 16 grand in the last 7 days on this. I gave you guys the bigger trade that I made 7 grand on this. I gave this to you in Discord. Matter of fact, I bought the coins on stream, live on stream when I made the $7,000 trade. So we're up some pretty good dough so far on these altcoin trades. And there's more coming, guys. Guys, if you're missing these altcoin trades, shame on you. But once this thing bottoms out, I mean, let's go back and look historically at Bitcoin. I'm on the day. Let's go to just like the 3-day chart. I mean, once this thing bottoms out, I mean, right now it's kind of hard, I know, and so I'm just kind of taking some trades here because we're expecting this last leg down. But once it does bottom out, I mean, you've got like a year of consolidation here, and we're gonna make big trades there, big trades. Same thing here. What is this? I don't even know. November through April, about 6 months of just consolidation. It's just hard to trade this leg down, right? Same thing here. It's just hard to trade this leg down, which is kind of where we are. It's hard to trade that. You know, spot trade anyway. Of course, you could leverage short it, but it's hard to trade that right there. So if you're missing these trades, don't worry. We're expecting at least probably 5-6 months or more right in here. Then this is not accurate of where I think price is going to be. I mean, you can come down and just trade in this area or something like that. So you have an extended period of time where we're going to make lots of altcoin gains, and you don't have to worry about it breaking out on you because, I mean, I guess it could, but it doesn't usually ever. So makes lots. So if you're missing out, don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Although we're up about 30 grand on altcoin trades between my two accounts. That's okay, though. That's okay. Got the poll going. If you're just joining us, hit up that poll. I'm curious if you believe in the power of the moons with regard to the Bitcoin price. John's got an O-dang in here for something. He's O-danging. All right, so good news is, flashbang, guys. Bad news is, there's no news today. I think you had some German CPI, which could have done something, but it hit target, so it's a big old nothing. There's no news. The good news, though, is that the U.S. market is back open, and it just opened a few seconds ago. So we're going to go take a look. Got a little bit of news tomorrow. Durable goods, which is nothing really. FOMC minutes, which is nothing. Listen, almost every time we talk, I tell you a good reason to unfollow someone, right? Yesterday, I told you to unfollow people that are screaming for alt season because Bitcoin dominance is falling, and I proved, irrefutable proof, how Bitcoin dominance is crap and has nothing to do with altcoin prices. Nothing whatsoever. People that tell you that FOMC minutes are massive and going to cause huge volatility, blah, blah, blah. You have people that say that. Unfollow them immediately because they're idiots. I'm sorry. It's true. All FOMC minutes are recapping the previous meeting, which was already recapped in the press conference that Jerome Powell gave you after the meeting, which we usually watch live together. So this is just recapping the recap. It's already done. There's nothing new going to be in here. It's crap. Anybody that is like, oh my gosh, it's FOMC minute day, unfollow. That means they don't know what they're talking about. And even if that's such a small thing, that means they just don't know what they're talking about, and they're going to mislead you on something else. All right, off of that soapbox today. So, bare moon time. Okay, what's interesting about this bare moon is, you guys see the moon. We can look. Look, last time we had the bull moon here, which was our last moon. We got the move. Not much, about a 4% move. The last bear moon, gosh. I mean, you easily, before the next bull moon there, you got 20% move down. The bull moon before that, you got 10% move up. You guys get the gist. Bear moon before that, 13% down. So ultimately, we're looking for a move at least to value area low, okay? And from today, if we got that move, I think we're looking at about a 12% move down. Okay, very doable, very doable. I'm not so sure this one plays out as well as we would like. It could. I don't know. What's going to have to happen, guys? And here's where I'm conflicted, okay? I'm conflicted on multiple fronts here, but we're going to try to dissect this today. Let's go to the weekly. Okay, so we showed you. Let me turn the moons off. You guys get the gist. We're under the moon. All right, so we're on the weekly time frame here. We closed, and I showed this yesterday, but every time we've closed, every time we have touched the value area high of this range, every single time, we have rotated down to the value area low, right? Every single time. Every single time, right? And this last time we touched it here, we pulled up and away. So, but the 4 times previous, we touched it, we moved it down. Well, this past week, so on Sunday, we closed back in, okay? And I told you yesterday that all of these, except for one, all of these on the opening week, which will be this week, that candle rotated all the way down to the very low. Once did it take to the next candle, so the next week. But every other time, 3 out of 4 times, so 75% chance that we rotate to the value area low this week. Okay, 25% chance it happens next week. So far, it's never happened that you didn't rotate down there, okay? What I'm looking for confirmation of that is going to be a daily candle close below point of control. If we get a daily candle close here, I'm going to expect to rotate down there within 2 or 3 days. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So that's 2 marbles in the confluence jar of moving down. First of all, you get the hokey moon, right? Eclipse moon, which is even stronger typically. Secondly, we have closed the weekly back in the range, so that is 2 notches there, if nothing else. Okay, I'm not looking at Cypher, not looking at Bjorn, not looking at dots. Just those 2 things indicate we should be rotating down. Excuse me. However, we're going to go over to I'll show you this chart. I've been showing you this chart for a long time. It's our circles chart. For those of you who may just be joining us, we've had this on here for months. This is not some new charts that we're just coming up with as price moves. This has been here for months. Before we even got into Circle 8, Circle 8 was on here, okay? And it almost exactly mimics, if you squeeze them together, you can see it almost exactly mimics the price action from the last cycle. So far, nothing has shown me that we're going to deviate from this. Now, it doesn't mean every candle of every day has to be exact. The structure is what we're looking at, okay? The structure. So zoom in on the day here, daily time frame. And you can see we're still following this pattern, right? Where was value area low? At about 60K. I'm going to mark that out for us. All right, right about there. That's value area low. Okay, the problem with us coming down here this week is it doesn't fit this fractal. And I'm not even a fractal guy, but it doesn't. But you'd be crazy not to consider that, because if I put the rest of the fractal on here for this entire cycle, basically, it is almost exact. I mean, at least the structure. So for us to move down before taking out this high right here, okay? Because you can see that it's hard to tell. I'll move this. But here on our blue pattern, right, on our bars pattern, you set a high, and then before you move down, you came and swooped that high and then moved down. And that's what I've been expecting the whole time. That's very common, okay? That's a finishing wave for a crashing structure. It's very common, okay? Very, very common. There's actually 7 waves in a crashing structure. Most people think, you think of a 5-wave strategy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? There's actually 7 when you have a crashing structure, okay? So a lot of people you're probably seeing, and you should unfollow them too, although it's not their fault. They would see, they would see something like this. They would tell you this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave structure down. The problem is this is a crashing structure, and there's 7, so you're going to have a 7, 8, excuse me, there's 8, 7, 6, 7. You know what I'm talking about. Let me redo this, because that's ugly. You're going to have it like this. They're going to call this 5-wave structure. You're already done. Bottom's in. That's not how it works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're going to have a 6, 7. Okay, this is a crashing structure. Go look it up. I didn't just make this up. Go look up crashing structure waves. 7 waves, and this is a clear crash. Okay, this is a definite crash, no doubt about it. So you're not done here. You have one more wave down, and this is the only possible wave this can fit. And I'm not an Elliott wave guy, but this is the only possible wave. A lot of people are gonna say, "Well, that's a wave." No, it's not. It's not long enough. This will make it your 3 wave, which has to be longer than this wave. So this is not correct. If someone says that, this is a correct structure that I have drawn. It's not exact, but it's correct. So we're looking for one more move down. We have to get one more move down according to the law of the Elliott wave crashing structure anyway, whatever that means. But I do know that, okay? But I'm not an Elliott wave expert. None of them are. Do you ever follow any Elliott wave guys? Let me get off on another soapbox. They frustrate me, and I understand. I tell you all the time, price can go up and go down. It doesn't matter. We're going to be ready when we get there. But these Elliott wave guys are like amazing hindsight predictors. They never tell you where price is probably going to go. It's like, well, if it's this, then, we could go here, or it could be that, and we're going to go there, or, it really could be this, or it could be a zigzag this, or it could be a triple zigzag. Da, 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 da. It's like, why don't you just say you really don't effing know where it's going, flip a coin, and move on. But then they'll say, oh, look at the path. See how it's zigzag, triple zigzag, double Elliott, double 2. Yeah, I don't understand. They don't understand. Elliott wave guys drive me crazy. Drive me crazy. Okay, I'm done ranting. Why don't you just trade support and resistance? Like, seriously, guys. Seriously. And then when that wave fails, oh gosh, that is not the correct Elliott wave structure. It must be this other Elliott wave structure. Well, which is it? Which is it? I'd just rather come in here and tell you, I don't know, but I do know where support is, and I do know where resistance is, and I'm ready to trade when it gets there. Okay, I'm done ranting. Anyway, let me refresh this. So my problem with headed down in the next 2 weeks, and we're going to talk about that in just a second because I have a theory. Bitcoin dumping, guy. Is it dumping? I don't know what it's doing. Bitcoin is dumping. Wow. Look at that dump. Right to point of control. Goodness gracious. Let me log into my MEXC here. But I'm not touching this yet. I told you guys this morning in the VIP Discord that the box for point of control is no longer valid for me. I don't like it, so I'm not taking this trade. We'll see how we react here, though. I'd like to see these alts start dipping down. Let me put in an altcoin trade here. Gosh, alts aren't moving at all. Bitcoin's dumping hard. Alts are just kind of sitting. That's so interesting. Interesting. That's because our new Buddha chart's bouncing. Look at the bounce. That's why. All right, they're dumping down now. Let me put in a trade here. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. You can see me put in a $72,000+ trade. I don't know if we'll hit it. All right, got an order in. We'll see. We shall see. Gosh, dog, look at Bitcoin going for value area low right now, guys. Yeah, everything's coming down now. It just took a minute for these coins to realize what was happening. WorldCoin's dumping. No, I'm on the 90. No divergence here. This is not a trade I'm interested in. The yellow X is on the 24-minute. Oh, we do have pretty good divergence here. Unconfirmed on the 24-minute. Wow, that's pretty good divergence. Gosh, look at this. We weren't watching this, but what a trade. We could have nailed this short. Look at volatility expansion here, guys. You see this? Volatility expansion on Bjorn. We weren't watching this, but look at this expansion. We could have nailed this trade. Bear moon indeed. Yes, yes, yes. West Coast says he's all about the woo-woo moon stuff, especially eclipse today, I think. Yeah, you called that one, bro. Look at this. Look at this dump. Come on, Fetch. Get on down there and fill my order. Anyway, what I've been looking for, and I have it on the chart here, guys. So let me go to a higher time frame. Here's my target for Bitcoin. And then I think before we come down to the lows, I think we rotate back up, guys. I really do. You think I'm crazy. But as soon as we start breaking down here, we could easily go to value area low. Statistically speaking, we go to value area low this week, okay? I acknowledge the stat. However, we're at a very precarious area of price here. And I just think we could catch a bounce right here. I've got the dang green box on here. And I think everybody's going to be expecting a move down to very, very low. And it wouldn't surprise me to come to this daily level, pop back up, convince everyone, oh, the low is in. We're holding the low. This is probably golden pocket. I don't know. Actually, it's 702. Convince everybody, oh, the low is in. Bitcoin has found its bottom. Now we just had the little retrace, move up, just to come liquidate these folks, and then come set a new low, okay? This has been on my chart. This has been, I know some of you aren't going to believe me, that I have been calling for this. I have been calling for this, okay? So I'm not just saying it now that price is getting there, right? I have literally been calling for this. Move down to that box, look at there, daily level, 702, then a move up, then a move down. I've been calling for this, okay? So I'm not just coming up with this now that price is kind of going that way. Nope. I posted this a week ago. So this is kind of what I'm looking for, and I would love to see that. But of course, especially now that the bare moon, eclipse moon is here, you could certainly rotate down and take all of this out and negate everything we've been talking about. I just don't think so. And this would kind of go in line with the structure here. So we've been talking about this, and I'm going to show you one more thing. I'm going to update you on one more thing here in a second. But you can see both the blue bars and the current price action has been following this descending channel kind of thing, which would take you down to take out this low right here, right? So you got to come take this low. You got to come take the low. What's that, about 63, 62K? Then bounce up, take out the high, and then you move down. Bitcoin getting a daily red dot here. Unconfirmed. This is just what I'm looking for, guys. Like, this move today could scare folks. I mean, you could scare folks, flip a whole bunch of people short. When you break this low right here, everybody's going to flip short. So if they can bring it down and break that low about 65K, everybody's going to flip short. And I think they can bring it down just a little bit lower and then liquidate all those folks and then come wipe out everybody. And that's the final capitulation, the final, gosh. Everybody is so confused. Nobody knows what's going on. Everybody shorted here. Then they said, oh, gosh, got wiped out. Let's long here because now we're breaking this. We're breaking out. The bottom's got to be in. Nope, just kidding. Everybody is wiped out. Total pain in the market. Everybody's gone. But not for us because we're ready for it, right? I only saw 2 ones in the chat earlier on the trade that I nursed you through live on stream yesterday. No offense, guys. But be ready for these trades. I'm telling you what's likely fixing to happen. And you don't have to worry. You don't sit there and watch it. Just put your little alert right there at the box I've got. If it gets down there and you get the reaction or the divergences, then take it. If you don't, then let it roll on through the value area low. 4-hour look, volatility expansion, guys. Right now, right as we speak, volatility expansion. You got to be careful here, guys. So volatility is expanding, right? Means big, powerful move, which we're getting. Stochastic headed down, but stochastic is low. Stochastic hasn't been this low in a couple of weeks. It rarely gets lower than this, so you could still see a big, fast move up, right? If volatility continues to expand, and this thing kind of bottoms out here, and stochastic flips up, then you can start to get a big, powerful price move to the upside. So be careful. It's one thing when volatility expands and stochastic is somewhere up in here. You got a lot of room to the downside. How much lower can this really go? I understand it can go lower, but you know what I'm saying. So let's go on another chart. All right, here's our days, and I understand I preface every time I go through this that just because it happened in the past doesn't mean it's going to happen this time. But the last 2 cycles from the cross, our bear cross, I'm not fixing to explain that again. I've explained it 1,000 times. From our bear cross, monthly bear cross, it has taken 48 days to find the bottom in 2018. 40 days to find the bottom in 2022, and we're currently on day 28. So we're getting up there within a couple of weeks of what the average would be. Between 2 to 3 weeks from now, I expect us to find a bottom. which is another reason I don't know that we're going to rotate to the value area low this week. I could literally see finishing this week here, next week, just like that, okay? Come down here today, probably, right? Maybe tomorrow. By Monday or Tuesday, by Tuesday we're here, and then we're looking for a midweek reversal coming down to the value area low. Okay? I can see this. This is what I'm planning on. I will also be looking, if we make it here, I will also, not only will I be looking for a good leverage long on Bitcoin, I will be looking for a good altcoin run, right? I mean, not like a run, but just to back up here. Until Bitcoin's back up there. Okay? But that could be a significant percent. What is this for Bitcoin? If you came down to the daily level, came up and took out that high, that's 15% for Bitcoin. Your altcoins could easily do 30, 40%. Easily. So if I get on this $3,000 trade here, I could easily make 20 grand right here. And that's how I'm playing it, guys. I'm showing you what I'm doing. I consistently show you my profits. I consistently show you my accounts growing. I mean, I showed you this. You can't hide this. Plus 16,000 in the last 1 week. You can't hide that. You can't deny that. You know I have 2 accounts. I've shown you both. The other one's like plus 9, something like that. I'm giving you what I do. And a lot of guys get frustrated because they don't make any money in the market. And I understand. But if you're following someone who's making a lot of money and consistently showing you, not financial advice, but you might want to try a couple trades here and there. So I'm literally telling you exactly what I'm doing. It's exactly what I'm doing. The problem with trading altcoins, and I've said this before, is you have to chart and follow Bitcoin. Because if Bitcoin's dumping, your altcoin is not going to pump, no matter what. Right? So you got to be ready. You want to enter your, like you could set a pre-order, have a standing order, a blind order for your altcoin, like I do. I shouldn't, but I do. And as soon as we get off stream, I'll take that off. I just wanted that in case we came down here while I was on stream and I couldn't watch it. But what you want to do is look when Bitcoin's bouncing. As soon as Bitcoin starts to bounce, the bounce that you're prepared to enter your leverage trade, that's also when you buy your altcoin. Not before, not after, right? Because they're going to move together. Maybe not the exact same percentage move, but they're going to move together. So I am looking for Bitcoin to come down here to this 702, right? And that's about where I put in my order for Fetch AI. It's a greater percentage, but it's Golden Pocket 702 area. Okay? And we just changed market structure on this, so I would be looking for a move to the downside. So we just changed market structure here. I'm on the 2-hour time frame. Probably got it on the 4. Changed it on the 4. It's unconfirmed, but you still changed it. Any questions on that stuff? Congratulations to Brad. We discussed a chart yesterday, guys. I know Brad's on the stream. His work schedule, he watches us in Syndicate. He watches the replays. I've known Brad for a long time, so I know he doesn't watch us live, but he gets to us when he can in chat. We looked at this chart yesterday, and we'll discuss it a little more here in just a second and kind of see what we're looking for or what's going on. But I said in Discord and on stream I was looking for a name for this chart, right? A name. It's the Bitcoin dominance, USDT dominance, and USDC dominance. And we use that to trade altcoins, okay? Nothing else. Don't try to get cutesy. I'm not going to go off on that rant. Nothing else. That's all I use it for anyway. And I was looking for a name for it because it's a lot to say. Bitcoin dominance, USDT dominance, stablecoin dominance. It's a lot to say. So people gave me some really good suggestions yesterday. But ultimately, I think the consensus was Brad came up with BUDDA. B-U-U-D-A. BUDDA. And it's the acronym for Bitcoin dominance, USDT dominance, USDC dominance, and altcoins. BUDDA. And he said, because he knew I wouldn't go with Buddha, because I believe in Jesus, and I'm not going to go with something like Buddha. So he said, pronounce like someone from the UK would say butter, like butter. And then it reminded me of that old SNL skit, and I don't know if y'all watched it. I posted it yesterday. I'm going to play it real quick for you. It's very, very short. Humor me. Hope you can hear this. Well, it's not available. Oh. It's not available in Mexico. Roseanne and they're talking about like butter. So we called it butter. I thought it was funny. It's like butter. Let's get some dramatic music going, right? Since Bitcoin's doing its thing here in a second. Let's look at Fetch AI. Are we bouncing? A little baby bounce. 12-minute. We do have some really good divergences here, guys. Some really good divergences. But it's just, if Bitcoin can't get back above that point of control, none of this divergence is going to matter. So I'm not interested in a trade right here. We would literally, you just can't trade this. You know why you can't? A lot of people want to trade this, and I understand it could work out. But a real trader, a professional trader would not trade this. Where do you put your stop loss? Where does your stop go, right? You got to ask yourself this stuff. Okay, you're seeing divergence, but where does your stop go? If you caught this bounce, which I told you this box was not valid, I literally said that. And for those of you who don't believe me and that are just saying that, I say that now. I literally said, right here, the green box from yesterday is not still a valid trade box for me. It is only there to show the trade from yesterday. Okay? So I hope you didn't take it because I had the box on the chart. Whenever that happens, I move the box over. See, yesterday, just for those of you who aren't sure, who don't know, yesterday this box was extended out like this. Right? The box was like that. Well, to not confuse you so that you don't think it's still a valid trade, I just move it over. So now it's out of the way. Okay, that means it's no longer valid. But I want to keep it here so that I can show it. And after I showed it today, I'll archive it. I don't ever get rid of the trades because I want us to be able to back test these and see how accurate my trading is. Look, I don't archive these. Or I archive them. I don't get rid of them. See, we got all these trades from the past. And we go take a look, and most of them are dang spot on. Most of these. I could zoom in, but we're not going to go through all that right now. Anyway, not interested in this trade here. Interested in lower. But the point is, if you were to take this trade, this long trade, because you have some divergence, you have some good divergences, at least 24-minute down, well, where does your stop? If you're a real trader, where does your stop? And you have to ask yourself that. I mean, where's the next liquidity pool? So if price does not bounce here, you have to expect it to come here, because that's the next big liquidity spike. And despite what you might think or what anybody tells you, the only thing in the world that matters for real price movement is liquidity. Yeah, Trump can come out and announce something. There could be a major development in the universe. But that's usually temporary. What really matters, what drives the market, is liquidity. There's no liquidity here, right? Anybody who longed right here has their stop right here. So you would have to anticipate that. And as such, if you took the trade right now, your stop's got to go below there. And where are you targeting? Because point of control is right above you. You have to expect point of control is where you're probably going to reject. Maybe you wick above it, but you know, that's a 0.2 to 1 risk to reward. That's awful. That is awful. And so you just can't take this trade, even if it plays out. You just can't take it. And a lot of people would want to take this, and it might play out. I mean, you could rip to 200K from here. I don't know. But in order for me to take it, and we took one of these the other day, and I showed you the P&L, you would have to break out of point of control, bullishly back test it, give me the reaction, give me the divergences here, and then I would be interested in a long trade targeting value area high. Take out this week, probably this week if you come back up there, and ultimately probably targeting this, but at least TP here at value area high. And that would be an acceptable risk to reward. Let's throw it on there, because if you got that, where would your stop loss be then? Well, you would, the next low, so it'd be right there. So if you got that scenario, right, what would you look for? You'd come up, break through, come back, bullish back test to there, right? You'd have to wait on the back test, not just the breakout, because you could easily wick it. Target there, stop loss below the low. Okay, then you're looking at almost a 4-to-1 risk to reward. That's a good trade. Sure, you lose a percent or whatever it is from right here. Yeah, sure you do, but you got a high probability trade and a good risk to reward setup. And you got to start viewing the chart like that. Now, how we got in this big dump from like here, price was there, and then we got this big dump this morning, and we had the good 24-minute divergence coming into support, 12-minute, 24-minute divergence here. Yeah, I would take this all day long. In fact, that's what we did yesterday and made $1,200, okay? That's exactly what we did yesterday and made $1,200 bucks. Exactly. I mean, shoot, here it is on the chart. You see it right here. We got the big dump with divergence. So we had the big dump yesterday morning with divergence right into support. We held support. We had divergences. I entered the trade, made $1,200 bucks. Perfect. Perfect trade. Yeah, I was targeting here. We didn't get there. And as soon as we set in this little hammer candle, which was basically a swing failure pattern here, that's when I closed the trade. I'd already TP'd 1 and 2. I TP'd 1 real quick, TP2 somewhere up here, and then closed the trade once we rejected and SFP'd that. Not a very clean SFP, not a good SFP, but an SFP nonetheless. Shooting star candle, shooting star candle at the top, which is usually a reversal candle. But in this case, so this differs from this because we fell through point of control and did not just wick it real quick, okay? So now we have likely turned point of control from support into resistance. So you can't long this. I know I'm harping on it, guys, but I have you guys messaging me, you DM me in Discord with things like this. So if this is not you, then disregard. But you got to be able to see the difference. And it's obvious, and now I know it's hindsight, but it wasn't hindsight at the time that I took it yesterday. It was a wick versus a closure. Okay? This means you held support. This means you lost support. Doesn't mean you can't rip back through it. But you play the odds. And the odds say you just turn this, you just flip this into resistance. Taking any questions, any altcoins you want to look at, anything at all, drop them right now in chat. We'll look up any alt, anything you got. We're going to look at the Butter chart too. So we are getting, and I've been watching this, okay, looking at Fetch AI on the right, Butter on the left. We are getting a 5-day unconfirmed red dot on Butter, right? John wants to see Solana. All right, we'll take a look at that in just a minute. Solana coming up. Okay, so we're getting the 5-day red dot on Butter. Now, I've been watching this for like 12 hours off and on, and this red dot has been flicking off and on. Listen to me, guys. Listen to me when I tell you. I need you to pay attention because, and I'm not talking down to you, but I know this chart is brand new to every single one of you, okay? I'm going to flip over to, oh, shoot, I lied. No, I'm on the 5-day. That's correct. Let me go to the 5-day for Fetch AI. I took this trade, and I told you yesterday, and this is how I play it, okay? Because I already know what's going to happen. Look at this, guys. You got the 5-day. For some reason, TradingView is not catching up over here. Let me turn my VPN off. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, it's already fixing to happen. I'm going to tell you because we discussed when you get 3-day, 5-day, and weekly red dot, that is go time for your altcoins. I already know what's going to happen. First of all, this is unconfirmed, flicking on and off. But you got the dot, and oh my gosh, you said that was go time, and Fetch AI is dumping. Why? Why? First of all, I'm not in a Fetch AI trade. I already closed the trade out. This is one I made $7,000 on. I showed it to you. I told you about it. I walked you through it yesterday. You do not, let me repeat, I do not take a trade on a 5-day red dot. But you said you traded on the 3, 5, and 7. Yes. But what I do, and what I told you is, I take the trade on the 3-day dot, right? Let me clear this. I take the trade on the 3-day dot. While I'm in that trade, which I made $7,000 on, I look then for continuation on the 5-day dot, and then continuation on the weekly dot. So if I do not get the 5-day dot while I'm under the 3-day dot, does that make sense? I'm in the 3-day candle, right? The 1 3-day candle. Where's the 3-day candle? It is right here. That's where we got the red dot, 3-day candle. Where's price action on the 3-day candle? Right here. If within this candle, before this candle closes, I want to see the 5-day dot. We did not get it because we are just now getting the 5-day dot. I know I'm on the 3-day chart, but the 5-day dot is coming on this candle, okay? Well, too late. I've already closed my trade, and now you're seeing why. You can't take the trade on a new 5-day dot. I'm telling you, I've done this for 8 freaking years using this chart. You have to do it in this way, in my opinion. If you can find a better way, I'm all ears. When I get it on the 2-day, okay? But you said 3-day. Yeah, when we get it on the 2-day, I sit up and take note, okay? Because I don't like taking unconfirmed trades. Like if there's a dot, you shouldn't blind trade a dot, but I do on this chart only. You want a confirmed signal, right? So when the 2-day pops up, I do not enter the trade. I sit up and take note. Okay, we're on the 2-day dot, okay? Once the 2-day dot confirms, if we get it on the 3-day, unconfirmed dot on the 3-day. All right, let me say that again so I'm clear. 2-day dot confirms, not unconfirmed. It confirms, means it opens on that candle and that candle closes and you confirm the red dot. If I then get a 3-day unconfirmed red dot, I will buy alts. Okay, even though it's unconfirmed, I had the 2-day confirmation. I did not enter on 2-day, entered on 3-day, unconfirmed, but I had the 2-day confirmed, okay? And then I'll ride that trade up, and I'll look for target areas, whatever, support and resistance areas, whatever I'm doing. The usual point of control, value area range, things like that. But while I'm in that 3-day candle, I'm going to keep glancing at the 5-day. And if before that 3-day closes, the 5-day dot fires off, unconfirmed, but it fires off, I will stay in that trade beyond the 3-day candle closure. I'll stay in it because now I've bled over to a 5-day dot, right? Does that make sense? And the same thing under that 5-day dot, I will then watch the weekly. And if we get the weekly, then when that 5-day candles, I will stay in it a little longer for the weekly. Then I'll watch the 10-day, 2-week, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm in that 3-day dot, and that candle closes and the 5-day has not fired yet, I'm out. I'm done, okay? Because to me, that tells me we lost momentum, and it just doesn't usually play out. And this is showing you right now, you're getting the 5-day dot. We'll go back to the 5-day chart. You're getting the 5-day dot right here on the left, getting the 5-day dot, right? See the 5-day dot? Boom. And price is coming down. Now, this thing could turn right back around, flip up to $100 for all I know. But I don't want a part of it. I don't want a part of this. Because what you'll find is had you gotten this 5-day dot right here, where that white candle is, had you gotten the 5-day dot there, which was the 3-day dot that I took, had you gotten the 5-day, then rather than this thing rolling over and you having to deal with some drawdown here, this would have continued up, most likely. Then it could roll over, but you would have continued up first versus having to go and draw down and then go up if it even plays out. I hope that makes sense. I know it's a little technical, but it's the best I've found after 8 years of trial and error. Hang on, expensive trial and error, right? Expensive trial and error, which is why I told you guys when I took the trade, I didn't tell you why, because I didn't share this chart until yesterday. I didn't tell you why I took it, just that I took it. And then I told you when I got out and I showed you the $7,000 profit. But that's why. We did not get the continuation within the time frame I wanted. And if it continues up from here, that's fine. It just goes without me. And that's okay. I can't catch every trade. I can't catch every top and every bottom. And that's okay. Okay? I just grab what I can get. And I'm fine with that. If you try to catch every trade and if you try to time every top and bottom, you will lose massively. I guarantee you. You'll lose massively. Don't do that. Get what you can get, and if you get out of a trade, I used to be the king of this. If you, like, say I got out of this. Say I got out. When I got out, right? I did get out. I got out, and then price continued to go up, and you say, gosh, should not have gotten out of that trade, and you get back in here, FOMO back in, you already know it's already happened to every one of you. I don't care if you say it hasn't, you're lying. You FOMO back in because you got out here and it kept going. You FOMO'd in. It's happened to all of you. It's happened to all of us. Don't do that. When you're out, you're out. You hit the reset button and you look for the next one. This one's over. I don't care what happens. I don't care what kind of dots you get. I don't care what price does. It's over. You're out. You're done. Your entry will be terrible from that point forward. Don't do it. And it may work out every once in a while for you, but most of the time you're going to get absolutely wrecked. Same goes with the leverage trades. When you're out, you're out. Look for the next trade. It's hard. I know it's hard because you feel like you had that, you nailed it, you got it right, you entered perfectly, you just closed it too soon, and here it goes taking off. You get back in, dump. Don't do that. It's one of the worst things. The only thing worse than that would be revenge trading, and that's very similar. They're both in the same ballpark. You're not revenging a loss. You're avenging what's called unrealized profits. It's profits that you think you should have had should you stayed in the trade, and you're revenging, and you're going to get it immediately, and that's the same as revenge trading. It's emotional trading. It's bad. Again, very expensive lessons learned. So this is why we're on the red dot, and I'm not in a FHAI trade. I know I did one this morning for $1,300, whatever. That was different. That was a bounce trade. I saw the bounce. I took it. It was a quick in and out. I was in and out of it in less than an hour. But this is not like a 5-day dot. I would plan to hold for up to 5 days, possibly longer. I mean, this was like an hourly little nothing trade that I just saw a bounce opportunity, which I expected because I expected the U.S. to dump. But before the U.S. dumps, what do they usually do? What do they usually do before they dump? Right before they dump, they usually go, and I knew that, so I just took the quick trade. And that's just experience. And it was low probability, but it worked out. I admit it. West Coast says, great TA. I need to hear stuff repeatedly so it sticks. Yeah, brother. Yeah, man. I do too. Listen, when I say things, I know you guys think I'm a professional trader. I am a professional trader. This is all I do. I don't have another job. And I'm not bragging, but we do decent. We do well. When I say this stuff, I get just as much out of it as you do because it's a constant reminder of myself. Because I don't care how good you get or how professional you get or how many trades you win or how much money you make. We're all human and we all can make mistakes and we all can get the big head. We can get arrogant. We can think we got the system down. We know what's happening. And as far as I know, none of us are market makers. So when those guys decide to go against you, you know, so I learned just as much from it by repeating it. So I'm glad you guys find some value in that. Hit the thumbs up button if you found a little bit of value. Hit the thumbs down if you didn't. Let's see what we got going here, guys. Bitcoin getting a little bounce. Really nothing. This is not good. You're consolidating under point of control, which probably means another leg down. You're consolidating under point of control. Could you move up out of here? Yeah, sure you did here. But it usually is not a good thing. You know my targets. Let's look at fetch. Fetch bouncing. Gosh. I might could have got in this. I mean, this is not the trade I'm looking for. I'm all about some scalping some alts, though, especially at this price. Even though I do think we're coming down to 10, 11 cents, maybe 9. I'll tell you my ultimate... oh, sorry, we got to come back to Solana. I'll tell you my ultimate target here for fetch. We probably come to point of control here at 8, 9 cents, probably. But I'm a buyer. I think every coin, I've said it multiple times, I think every single coin takes out its October 10th low, wick low. And for fetch, that's right here at like 1140 or so, depending on the exchange, right? Which to me, if you're going to take that out, you're right there at very low. So I'm planning at about 1140 to put in about 60%. This is for my long-term bags, not necessarily trading, although I will be trading. And then if we come down to point of control here, I'll probably put in about another 25%. And that'll leave me about 15% should we come down into some of this, or even very low, which I don't think we come there. So if I wind up putting the other 15% in back up here, I'm fine with that, okay? I'll still be 85% in right here. But why wouldn't you put all 100? Because we might come down here and I get a better average. I'm okay. I'm putting in such a large amount that I'm okay with 85% being right here. I promise you. I'm not bragging, but I'm going to put, I've already told you guys, I'm putting in 100K, at least 100K in fetch. And I'm putting in 100K in WorldCoin, at least, okay? Now, why do you say at least? Plus whatever profits I have from trading between here and there. Now, if we bottom out tomorrow, then that's all that's going in. But if I'm trading between here and there and say it takes us another 3 months, which I don't think so. I think we're here within 3 weeks. But if it does, and I make another 25K, then that'll go in there also. Or probably not. All of my profits are going to go into something else, like a Zcash. If Zcash hits my targets, I will not even think about investing in Zcash now. Or what is the one you gave me the other day? Thanos XVG? I wrote it down. Something like that. I know nothing about that project, but it looked like it had some potential. I think it was XVG, because you gave me Monero, and I think it was XVG. I got it written down. And guys, listen. If you get an 11 cents versus 10 cents, and if this goes to $3, does it really matter? Does it really matter that you got an 11 instead of 10, 9.5? Does that really matter if this goes to $3 that you missed it by 1 penny? Does it really matter? Don't be the guy. I'm telling you, don't be the guy that it comes down to 11 cents and that's where you were going to buy, but then you thought, oh gosh, it's probably coming to 10. I can get 10% more coins if it goes to 10. And the next thing you know, you're buying in at 22 because you didn't want to take 11 cents. Don't be that guy. Because then you're making half as much as you would make. It's close enough. It's not like you're buying at 11 cents and you're expecting 1 cent. That would be a massive difference. But if you don't expect 1 cent and you're expecting 10 cents, 9.5 cents, it's okay to get in at 11. I promise. You'll be okay. I don't promise. Bible says not to promise. But I give you my word. It'll be okay. Yeah, Thanos says XVG. Let's take a look at XVG. I don't know if I pulled it up here for the fine folks. I'm going to show you. You said this is what? I didn't even research it. I did the TA on it, but I didn't research it. Did you say this is an AI coin? Is that what you said? So he asked me to look up XVG and Monero, and I'm going to show you the difference. Privacy coin, sorry. Let's go to the weekly. I'm looking at Monero. I did this TA. I sent this to Thanos, or I guess I posted it in Discord. Let me show you the difference, guys. And I would never touch Monero, never. It looks great. It looks fantastic, okay? This looks good, but I would never touch it, and I'm going to show you why I would be more interested. I know nothing fundamentally about either of these, okay? But I'm going to show you why I'd be more interested in the other, okay? Monero has gone up 11,000%. Yeah, sure, it can go up another 11,000%. I have no idea. And it's still relatively near the all-time high. Even if it came back down into here to, you see, every single time it's come down, it's come to about this level here. Front-running point of control. So I'm going to assume it's probably going to come back down there somewhere because it has every time. You could even count one more time. I mean, it's a little shorter, but still. It basically hovered this green line. Look how many times it hit the green line. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A whole bunch of times. You see that. Hovered on the green line and 4 times lost the green line, right? Just in this last bear market. 4 times lost the green line, but pretty much rode this green line. So if you target that green line about $130, and sure, you could set massively new all-time highs. It went up to about $800. Yeah, it could go to $8,000. I don't know. But if you target the blue line or the green line and you come back up to all-time high, that's 5x. That's 500%, okay? We've looked at a dozen coins that have to go to the bare minimum liquidity spike to get 500%. This has to go to all-time high. Now, can it? Absolutely it can. It looks great. You've set all-time high every single time. It looks great, but it's just... You're up 11,000%. I mean, think about that, guys. You're up 11,000%. I don't know. However, he says, I don't know. I didn't do any research, so blame Thanos. XVG. Okay, XVG looks like a similar structure. The only difference is XVG was set way up here and crashed immediately upon release, whereas XMR was undervalued and pumped. But both of those are market manipulated opening prices. None of that matters, right? What matters is where they consolidate and what did price action do after the initial release, the first couple months of initial release. That's all that matters. Because who really knows what a coin is true value is when it's released? You don't know. It's whatever the guy that created it said it is. But is that true market value? You don't know. So you wait for the market to establish a value, okay? This is where the value of XVG has been established, okay? And if it is a similar privacy coin, right? Look, the structure is great. I mean, look. The structure looks really good. Higher highs, higher lows. I mean, it doesn't look like this, which is lower lows, lower highs. That's Algorand. Doesn't look like that, right? This looks like crap. This looks good, strong, bullish, market interest, right? But look at the past. Every single time it's come to here, below point of control. Look how many times. You just rode this line right here. Let's put an orange line there. You rode this line, literally. You just rode that line right there at about 0.003 cents, right? So if it's a privacy coin, XMR is a privacy coin. It is 11,000%, but it's been in the market for years longer than this, okay? A cycle longer than this. It's been in the market, okay? So what if this is just a cycle behind and you still have an 11,000% coming out of this? The potential is here if it's a similar coin to Monero. Again, I know nothing about fundamentals. Go do your research. But if you come here and you go back to all-time high, about the same, 500%. Okay, so about the same as Monero. However, Monero's done 11,000%. This coin has not. So if you're going to get a return to all-time high by these two coins, you're both going to get about 500%. I don't think Monero does another 11,000%. I don't know about this coin. If privacy coins are the thing and this one's kind of newish, it looks bullish. It has the same structure as Monero before Monero blasted out of there. I would choose the one that has not done an 11,000% already. Right? Makes sense. And if they both wind up just going all-time high, you make the same amount of money anyway. But you have the upside potential on this coin, assuming your fundamentals are okay and your team's okay and it's not a scam. I don't know anything about it, again. But you have a good target for this. You can clearly see where this coin is probably coming. Clear as day that this coin likes to return to this area. So you know where you should buy. And every time you've come up, you said new highs, new high, new high, new high. So, new high. Maybe even 11,000%. I don't know. What is up with this? Stop it. So I like this coin. It's on my list. Pi Network looks terrible. It's awful. We looked at that one the other day. Wasn't that one of yours, West Coast? Did we look at that? I think it's the worst looking coin I've ever seen in my life. I think West Coast. I think that was your coin, wasn't it? It could be the worst coin. I wouldn't touch this with anybody. You could give me money and I wouldn't buy this coin. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is it. This is the worst looking coin I've ever seen. What's up, bro? Thanks for being here, man. We're going to take a look at it for you. First of all, this coin's brand new. I mean, it's out a year. And since that year, it has literally done nothing but go straight down. Like, there's, you can, I understand you who knows what the release is. Actually, the release was here. You went up. And since this, so what happens is the coin's released, right? Coin is released. It's whatever the creator says it is, right? He says it was worth 70 cents at release. That's what he says. So you have early investors, right? Early investors are basically given coins. They invest their money. I don't know. Let's make up money. Let's make up numbers. Let's say they invested 50K, right? Dollars. And in exchange for investment, they were given 1 million coins. I don't have a clue what they were given. But let's just say, so usually right at open, that's when you see a big old dump. But this one, the market pushed up, and then all the investors that got 1 million coins for their investment dumped price on you, and not one person has bought this coin since except West Coast that I know of. Because this is, I don't know that I've ever seen a coin that looks this bad. And if now this coin could turn around and go to $100. I don't know anything about the project. I don't know anything about the coin, but I can tell you one thing. Nobody else knows anything about it either because nobody has bought this coin. I'm not making fun of you, bro. Reinvent. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling. In Rain TV. Sorry. I'm not knocking you, bro. I'm telling you I'm knocking you. I knocked this coin hard the other day. I just don't know that I've ever seen one that looks this bad. Now, I could eat my words on this next cycle. This thing could go to $100. But, I mean, it honestly looks like it's going to zero. I mean, we've looked at some bad coins, but this one, this doesn't look good. It would look like you'd want to see, like, as this thing has come down, you'd want to see at least some kind of structure. You got to keep in mind, this was a bull run. This was a bull run. This is when other coins were doing, look at XRP. Boom. Let's go back to that coin. Let me get the dates. Let me just pick a date here. It's just crashing here. What is this? May May 12th. Let's look at XRP. May 12th. Right here. I mean, XRP, and I know XRP was already up, but you want to see some bounce, something, right? Something, some positive momentum. Solana, May 12th. Right there. I mean, positive momentum, something, you know. I know it wasn't like a huge move because the big move is back here, but you want to see some positive momentum. Dogecoin, let's look at May 12th. Right here. You know, just some positive momentum. I understand it wasn't the high. We'd already met the high was here. But see the positive momentum, and we go back to Pi. And May 12th, see everything else did this around May 12th for the next couple months, and this thing just went straight down. It just, nobody at this point, unless something comes out fundamentally like it has partnered with China or something, this coin has not showed any, not even the smallest amount of strength. I mean, if you gave me $1,000 to invest in this, I would take the misses to McDonald's 100 times instead. And I don't even eat McDonald's. Because I truly believe you'd be flushing that $1,000 down. And I could be wrong. I could eat my words. And I will happily do that. Happily do that, brother. West Coast says, yeah, lucky you got Pi for free. That's funny. That should tell you something, bro. When you're getting coins for free. What is it? Carrie Benz was, he was giving Gala games for free. He could tell you all about, look, when somebody gives you something for free, you should sell it immediately because that means it is going down when somebody gives you something for free. Gary Benz was giving Gala games. That's funny. And I'm not telling his business. He's announced it here on stream a couple of times. What are we doing? Bitcoin dumping some more? Bitcoin dumping some more. I told you guys, when you consolidate like that below a major resistance, when you consolidate like this below a major resistance, it's usually downtime. When you consolidate above it, see you consolidate above it here. See what I'm talking about? You consolidate above it here, it's usually good. Consolidate below it, usually bad. Oh, Fetch doing, uh-oh. What's old Fetch doing? Look at all the orders. I'm not bragging, but look at, you see, got a little green, then it extends to the bottom. That's my order right there. That's my order right there. 1650. I'll change that when we get off stream as I have a chance to analyze it. But if we should head down there, I think it's a bounceable-ish area. But I'll take a closer look when we get off stream. Yeah, Rain TV got 2K for free. Yeah, guys, I'm telling you, I've gotten free coins a couple times, and I'm telling you, like the second that I get them, I sell them because I know when they airdrop you stuff or you get them for free for some other reason, it's because whoever gave them away knows it's going straight down. So by the time you get them, it's probably the highest it's ever going to be. So if you wait even one day, you're probably selling for less. You should sell them immediately, every time. And you always get them on new coins. And that says even more that they don't know what's going to happen. And everybody thinks, I used to be this way too, hey, gosh, who knows? It could be the one they're giving away and it moonshots. Yeah. Nope. All good, guys. We live and we learn. We are new mooning, eclipse mooning down. Any other questions, any other alts before we go? I'll take a look. I'll give you just a second to put them in chat. Gladly take a look at them for you. Just let me know. Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry. John Boy, I'm sorry, bro. Here we go. You want to look at Solana. I got Solana saved. Hang on. Solana. I'm on the weekly. Nothing's changed here, guys. Nothing's changed. We've taken out these swing lows since the last time we looked at it. Nothing's changed. You still got this massive imbalance. I know everybody thinks Solana's the king. It can't go down. You're wrong. Solana can and will go down. You will take out these lows. You will. I got my green box, my target area here. This is a massive imbalance full of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vector candles unmitigated. Not at all mitigated. These are weekly too. They're powerful. You will come get these, okay? Do not, in my opinion, do not buy here. You buy here. I buy here. But the least I would look to buy at is like $22 right here at this weekly level. That would mitigate all of these vector candles and take out the imbalance. It would balance the books. That'd be the minimum I would look at, $22. I do like Solana. I like it a lot. I think it will perform very well in the next cycle. But if you're trying to buy at $80 when you can get it for $22, and it's coming down, guys. It's coming down. Okay? When it comes, when it breaks this level, we talked about this the other day, when it breaks this level, it's coming fast. Look, fast move up, fast move down, fast move up. When you break this last little low that it's trying to break now, you're going to fast move down here, guys. It's going to happen fast, probably in just like a month. So just be a little patient with Solana. You're going to get a much, much, much better deal on Solana, and I think this is a very good coin to hold. I have alerts set on it, so I'm interested in this coin. This will be one of the other ones that I would consider holding. Zcash, Solana, XVG, any one of those I'd be interested in holding. I know nothing about XVG. I just like my guy Thanos, and he likes XVG, so I'm going to throw something at it. But if I were to choose some blue chippers, a couple blue chippers to hold outside of WorldCoin and Fetch, the two blue chippers I'd be interested in, depending on price they come to, are Zcash and Solana. But I would buy neither at current price, not even close. Both of them have massive imbalances that will, not could, will be corrected before another move up. Just like here. Just like here, you had the massive imbalance on Solana. Massive imbalance. Everybody thought, same thing, you're holding up here, same exact area. Look at that, same exact area you're holding up. Everybody thought, oh gosh, Solana's the new king, it can't fall. Yeah, you did. You corrected the imbalance. As soon as you corrected it, you got the bounce, right? Thought you couldn't correct it, you did. And then some. You'll correct this too. So I'm a buyer, a big buyer, more like 17, 15, somewhere in here. But I would start to ladder in about $22. You're welcome, John. You are welcome. All right, guys. Well, if there's nothing else, I'm probably going to get out of here. I'll be in Discord. You guys know what I'm looking for. I'm not interested here. You have my targets. I am interested in we right in here about 63. I think my box starts 63.6. I'm interested in this area. I'll fib it for you. I'm not interested in the golden pocket. I am interested in the 702. So kind of maybe between the golden pocket and 702. This daily level is coming in right at 702. I do think we breeze through the golden pocket. You may get a little reaction if you get here. You may see something like this, something like that. But ultimately, I think you come down into this area before coming here and then coming here. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. I will look for golden pocket, which is slightly above my green box. I will watch for a reaction there. I will entertain it. But that's all there's there, guys. And I know you can get a reaction there because a lot of bots are programmed for golden pocket buy, right? But the better traders, or the smarter traders, which is usually the wealthier traders, they look for confluence. And you have a little more confluence right here at 702, 786, and daily level. Full mitigation of the vector candle also. So that's what I'm looking for. If we get there, I'll update you in Discord. I may even try to go live if we get there today. I may try to go live for VIP Discord only if we make it. So All right, guys, that's it for me. I am out of here. I'll continue to keep you updated on the altcoin trades too. I am looking to trade alts with this potential bounce. I'm looking to bounce some alts here too for big gains before the final leg down. I'll see you guys next time.